World champion Wenjun checkmates her opponent Kamalidenova in this world championship Blitz match, and Wenjun starts with the black pieces and Kamalidenova with the white pieces. So it's a Queen's Gambit on the board here, and the Nimzo Indian defense, and goes for the trade. And after a pawn is captured, bishop is in a very nice light square. Pawn push and knight is played. Queen develops. Bishop retreats because after this pawn capture and exchanges, this bishop will be unprotected. So it retrieves to a2. And the position is equal after 10 moves. White castles on the king side. Now bishop goes ahead and a6 and wins this knight. So rook move to e1 is forced. Knight to c6 and rook comes to b1 into this semi-open b5. Knight a5. You normally won't bring the knight into the rim where it's the most dim, but she might be looking to get into this. So rook to b2 and rook d8 by Wenjun. Knight d3. Bishop c4. So an exchange will bring the knight into the center of the board, or it could be protected with an outpost. Bishop to b1 is played. This is a very good light square bishop, a much better light square bishop than black's. So she's not willing to trade it off because it commands a lot of space on this crowded board. So rook to c8, doubling up the rook and the queen on the c file. h3 is pushed, not allowing the knight to jump in and attack the f2 pawn. Also creating this escape square for the white king. Knight goes to c6 from the rim. The rook comes to d2. Queen was a little bit threatened by the presence of the rook here, so this rook presence is a good move. Pawn push to e5, putting in more pressure on the center pawn, making the earlier move much more relevant. Bishop goes to f5, hitting the black rook, forcing the rook to move to b8. If you retrieve the bishop after exchanges, you have this isolated pawn moving. Bishop b2 now, protecting this weak backward pawn and also giving some support for this pawn on d4. Queen e7. Queen f3. After 20 odd moves, the position is still equal. So the knight goes to a5 again. Probably looking to go to b3. Bishop retrieve to c2. Seeing that probably. g6 push now, blocking this bishop's attack on that h7 pawn. Pawn push to e4 now. bishop b3. So if you capture, the knight will jump in here with an attack on the rook. Once the rook moves, this pawn will be pushed, and these pawns can advance, and this knight will be cemented on the queen side. So it's best not to capture. She goes to d3 now. Knight jumps to c4, exchanges, bishop captures, and now this pawn advances. So this is a nice little pawn for white here. If she is able to push this down the board, can create serious pressure for black. So black is pushing her pawns. Bishop goes after this rook now, forcing the rook to go to the b file. Knight e8. Bishop to c1. Bishop c4. Bringing the bishop into an outpost, which is a more active square than b2. Bishop e3. Pawn push to a5. White is slightly better now. h4 is pushed. Rook to c8. The pawn push continues with the support of the knight and the queen. Queen to g4 now. King comes to g7. Bishop attacks. Retrieves back to d2. Rook d8. Both the players are under a minute now, so you can expect fast moves. Attacks the queen. White queen. Check now. Queen goes back. Looks for a queen trade. Declines. Queen goes to f7. Captures the pawn back. Unit trades. Attacks. Now the queen side of black is protected. So queen to a7. Black is slightly better in this position now. h5 basically makes the position equal. Goes for the capture with the knight. Cannot capture because this rook will basically trap the queen. Pushes the pawn instead, attacks the rook. So this knight is gone now. Nice little move by Wenjun. Under time pressure. Queen under attack. b6. Doubles the rook on the 7th rank. Comes in. Traders the rooks off. King comes up to g7. White king into a safer square. After check. Pawn push to g3 is a blunder because there is mate in 4 now after check. Oh, now it because she resigns because after the following moves, it's a checkmate on the